Good morning. Again, my name is Randall Barney. I'm Executive Director for the World Teleport Association. And this panel is Cyberthreats in your own backyard. As cyber risks grow, teleport operators face tough questions about outdated and vulnerable systems that may still be running critical services. Today, we'll uncover hidden cybersecurity risks in legacy hardware and software and explore how modernization, virtualization, and collaboration can reduce exposure. I'm joined by three experts who each bring a unique perspective. They are Jasper Tan, Senior Director, Customer Solutions and Engineering for Satellite at SingTel, Anggit Wulandoro, Sales Manager, Asia Pacific at Integrasys, and Javier Cabanás, Director, Commercial Ground Segments at GMV. Welcome. And just a reminder, we're using the Slido app, so please submit your questions, and we also have a poll, so please submit your answer to that poll so we can show it at the end. So just to start off, I would like each of you just to briefly tell us how your company fits into the cybersecurity space. And Javier, you want to start with you?
Okay, so good morning. Javier Cuesta from GMB. So on our side, so we develop ground segment solutions, those solutions that control satellites on a daily basis. So for us, cybersecurity is important, of course, but not only important, cybersecurity is part of our solution. So actually we have a dedicated company, that sister company as part of our group. This company is called Security Solutions, GMB Security Solutions. This company manages SOC operations, manages vulnerabilities, and analyze threats, and is fully devoted to cybersecurity. So we apply the synergy to provide a cybersecurity solution for space and ground. And I can give you an example, an interesting example, that is a project we are running. It's an NISA project that is called CyberCube. CyberCube consists of 3U CubeSat that is basically an in-orbit lab for cybersecurity. So we will make use of this project in order to analyze key management, new encryption methods, and secure communications. And when it comes to ground, we also develop dedicated solutions, cybersecurity solutions. In particular, I would like to mention Cosmic Guard. Cosmic Guard is a platform for monitoring and response 24/7. So we apply and we take advantage of these solutions in operations. So basically, I would say that at GMB, we bridges IT with operations, satellite operations. In such a manner, we can provide a cyber protection. At the same time, we provide continuity in the operations.
All right, great, thanks. Anggit, how does Integrasys fit into the cybersecurity space?
Hello, hi, good morning everybody. I'm Anggit Wulandoro as an APAC manager. So in Integrasys point of view, our tools like the controls and the monitoring systems already within protecting on the IP level and the RF level. So we are doing also protecting on the cybersecurity threats within some of the products of Integrasys. That is more or less.
All right, great. Jasper?
Yeah, thanks, Randall. As introduced, I'm Jasper from SingTel, Singapore Telecommunications. So effectively, within the telco itself, we have a different kind of business lines, data center, telco business, mobile, and satellite is one of them, one of the business line units. So within SingTel Satellite, which I'm in, we operate 2 teleports in which we provide hosting services to our customers. And over and above that, we do control our own satellite as well. So in terms of cybersecurity, how do we actually handle that? We have our in-house security ops center that handles all our security requirements in terms to facilitate our operations. Yep.
Great. And Jasper, we're going to stay with you. Legacy systems are often treated as stable, but forgotten. What kinds of hidden cybersecurity vulnerabilities are commonly found in outdated teleport, satellite, or network infrastructure?
Well, I think based on our experience, I think there is really quite a fair bit of hidden cybersecurity concerns in outdated teleports. So I think simply because I think our satellites has been launched for like decades, maybe 10, 15 years for some of us. So the ease of really being able to patch the system is really a challenge. So some of the, just some examples would probably include like limited ability to patch, satellite is up there, and also the ability to change out your system. That's one. Another one potentially could be having weak encryption, and worst case, no encryption for your satellite. So that is indeed a challenge. So I think some of the things apart from that, routinely we potentially within the teleports would be challenged with would be the issue of software dependencies. So obvious, while it's very obvious that, hey, let's change out your system, your equipment is going end of service, end of life, just pay some money, call it a day, just change it. But it might not necessarily be always so simple as it sounds. Simply because, let's take for example, you have a TT&C link, you're commanding a satellite, and your satellite has been up for 10, 15 years, and this TT&C subsystem is sitting on an end of service, end of life server system, operating system. So it is not as easy as saying that you want to change out your OS and that solves the problem. Because some examples would be like, you change out to a new operating system, your new operating system might not necessarily work with your TT&C subsystem that controls your satellite. So, but then again, with that said, I'm not saying that there's no solution. Well, it just means that we need to put in extra effort to make sure that things work, go through the due diligence to ensure the cybersecurity hygiene is taken care of. Yeah.
Great, thank you. One of the biggest challenges in balancing the critical need for uptime and operational efficiency with cybersecurity expectations, Javier, how do operators manage that tension, especially with hybrid systems that mix old and new technologies?
So this is something every operator faces, and it's a day-to-day for operators. So in satellite operations, uptime is utterly important. So stopping a system, a mission for maintenance is not an easy decision, that's clear. But I would say that the mindset has shifted. So cybersecurity is not a barrier to availability. I would say it is rather a pillar for reliability. So for instance, a single 0-day exploit can cause weeks of downtime. Whereas when we plan well an update, it may take minutes. So the difference is huge. So I would say that the key is to engineer cybersecurity into mission lifecycle. So we use what we call a security by design approach, where security, engineering, and operations team work together and collaborate from day one. So we assess cyber risks as part of design, not after when the system has been deployed. So what we do is in hybrid environments, we rely on network zoning, multi-layer segmentation, and automation, and digital twins. So in such a manner, we can validate changes safely before rolling them into the final environment or into the live systems, let's say. So this allows continuous updates without interrupting operations.
Great. And Jasper, can you add to that with how customers view downtime versus risk?
With my experience with my customers, I think the expectation is they don't accept risk and no downtime. So these are the challenges that we do face. For obvious reasons, they have a business to run. And so apart from cultivating the relationship with our customers, at the back end, what we do make sure is that we do our due diligence to make sure that before patches gets rolled out, before things get changed out, we do test them diligently and vigorously at the back end before it goes live. So these are some things that we do, and we prioritize some of the critical things that needs to be done upfront for them. Yep.
Okay. And just to note, the poll question is up on the screens there, so if you get a chance, please log on to the Slido app and take part in that. Cybersecurity is not just about prevention, it's also about detection and response. Anggit, how are teleport and satellite operators monitoring and responding to cyber threats in real time today? Are legacy tools falling short?
Yes, thanks, Randall. So many legacy monitoring tools, because I'm taking sense of the Integrasys, were designed is only for performance, not for security. So they can tell you when a link is down, but they cannot tell you why, and whether is it interference, whether it's a jamming or the cyber intrusion. So the modern systems like ControlSat and VectorSat are giving you signal monitoring and doing identifications also on the patterns on the signals, and also giving you a predictive alerts for that one. So before a service degradation is happening. So within the ControlSat and VectorSat as Integrasys product is you can do a prevent predictive alerts and also doing the abnormal of the patterns of the signals. That's it.
Great. And Javier, what technologies are closing the gap?
Okay, let me start saying that prevention is essential. But in today's environment, I would say it's not enough. So we have to monitor, we have to see and react in real time. And this is crucial because we are dealing with space operations and minutes matter. So that's why we've moved toward continuous monitoring and integrated incident response. So in a zero trust approach, we assume compromise is possible. So what we have to do is to detect anomalies and act very, very fast. So at GMB, we use our tool that I mentioned before, called Midgard, to fuse mission, telemetry, IT data, and cyber intelligence into a single operational view. So let me say that legacy monitoring tools often are very focused on IT perimeter, but we today count on these modern platforms that we can make use of, let's say, data analytics and machine learning, so we can detect anomalies across the IT and OT layers. So for me, the real challenge is not in the collection of data or in the amount of data we collect. I would say that the main challenge is located in how we interpret this data in an intelligent way. So what we have to do is react fast enough in such a manner a potential threat does not become an incident. So monitoring, let's say, is not just passive observation. I would say that monitoring is mission intelligence, let's say.
Okay, great. We are seeing more digitization, virtualization, and even AI creeping into operations. Jasper, has this trend introduced new risks or enabled better defense?
I think I'll share a little bit about AI. I think everybody is talking about it, and it is both a challenge as well as something that we can really make use of in terms of our defense. So as what was shared by Javier, so what actually happens within our security ops center is that we have shifted away from a traditional SIEM We have moved towards AI-enabled SIEM to facilitate our detection and subsequently response. So, for example, using of XDR, extended detection and response, and SOAR as well. So these are the tools that we do use to protect our own system.
Anggit, what's specifically your take on AI?
My point of view, maybe it's like a double-edged sword. So it's like on the one hand, digitizations and virtualized ground system, ground segment is make management faster and more scalable. But also, on the other hand, they expand the attack surface because they are opening it with APIs, cloud services, or on the remote access. So AI also help attackers to do the automated phishings, but also scanning and even signal spoofing. But at the same time, AI also have power the defense to transforming how to detect anomalies in the spectrum monitoring.
Okay, great. Cybersecurity is never just one player's job. Javier, who should be responsible for securing the ecosystem? The operator, the customer, or both?
That's a good question. I would say this is absolutely a shared mission. So no organization can secure the space ecosystem alone. So every player, meaning from manufacturer to operators and software developers and end customers, form part of the same security chain. So attackers can find the weak part of this security chain and completely disrupt the system. So operators, from my point of view, are responsible for ground infrastructure, network and control systems, whereas the customers are responsible for their data and payloads. But what is really something important here is both must share a common security mindset. So, and I would say that that's what we promote with a zero trust approach across the ecosystems, meaning that we perform constant verification, least privileges, and continuous monitoring. So to make sure no segment becomes a blind spot. So at GMB, we follow this philosophy, for sure, for day-to-day operations. And let me finish saying that cybersecurity in the space domain is collective discipline.
Okay. Jasper, where do you see collaboration, whether with customers, governments, or industry groups making a real difference?
Yeah. So I think before I answer the topic about collaboration, I think I just want to touch a little bit about the fact that, whose responsibility is it? I think I fully agree that it's a joint responsibility. And let's take, for example, the 2022 attack on Viasat's KA-SAT satellite system. So it was a well-orchestrated one. So what we saw was that the infiltration of the VPN, and not only that, there was a DDoS, and there was also in some documents, probably not elaborated, there was some attack on the spacecraft as well. So I think it's interconnectedness that's key within our space system, not just the ground, but the space as well. So for customers as well as for the operators, there is a need to really have that joint responsibility to work through the cybersecurity challenges and responsibility. So in terms of, sorry, your question again?
Where do you see the collaboration?
Okay, sorry. So in terms of collaboration, I think the greatest area that will probably reap the most benefit would be to have that shared situational awareness. So shared situational awareness between the operators and the customers. So I think this will reap the most benefits simply because that would easily, I think, facilitate that detection and subsequently having a orchestrated response against any infiltration. Yeah.
All right, great. Did we have any Slido questions? No. Okay. So looking ahead, as we look into the future, what are the top cyber threats teleport and satellite operators should expect in the next 3 to 5 years, and what emerging technologies or best practices give you hope? Jasper, let's start with you.
Okay. So I think before I answer that question, let me give you some experience of how we went through this. A good 10 to 15 years ago, we are very glad and happy that we have conformed to the ISO 27001. We even, put a tick in the box to say that we are certified. So 10 years passed, and a good 5 years ago, the community is beginning to realize that, hey, actually, cyber is not just on the ground. And so what we saw a good 5 years ago was that the different, regulators coming up with, for example, European space law to ISO 20517, talking about space-related specific requirements on cyber. So this is what's happening. And so fast forward to today, my assessment of what really would be the challenge, I think for us, we are facing it face-on, head-on. We are beginning to connect more and more, as if space is not challenging enough for cyber. We are connecting the terrestrial system, we are connecting the mobile systems through 5G, we have NTN, we have direct to device. So this is something that we are working to work internally in terms of how we overcome this. So having all this connectiveness, actually increase the threat surface. So I think this is something that the community would have to continue to work to resolve and to look into.
Okay, great. Anggit, the road ahead?
Yeah, as I take notes for this one because in Integrasys point of view, we see 3 main emerging threats right now, which is first one is like the signal spoofing and the anti-jamming with an AI assistance, and it helps the attackers using the AI mimic satellites, satellite signal, I mean. And the second one is the compromising on the virtualized ground systems. So since more operations move to cloud operations right now, as our experience, and also the supply chains of vulnerabilities, and especially with the third-party software and also the hardware components. So what gives me hope in this industry is growing awareness and collaborations between all the parties. That is more or less.
Okay, great. And finally, Javier, the road ahead.
Yeah, I will start with the main threats I see. And actually, I agree with Anggit. One of them is the supply chain compromises. So in terms of software and hardware. The second one, from my point of view, is data integrity and signal spoofing, in particular against GNSS and SATCOM links. And the third one is related to AI-driven zero-day campaigns that evolve faster than traditional defenses. So this is really, really important. But also I can see progress and opportunities. So we are observing, we are seeing the rise of zero-trust architectures, quantum-resistant encryption, and autonomous response systems, among others. So the future of space operations is about active cyber resilience. So we need to accept that incidents will occur. So what we have to do is ensure that we detect them, that we contain them, and we recover without losing mission capability. That's our main goal.
All right, great. So I am out of questions. So looking at our poll here, I hope everybody got a chance to participate. So looking ahead, what does everybody see as the greatest emerging cyber risk for teleport and satellite operators? It looks like number 1, AI-driven cyber attacks, followed by cloud virtualized infrastructure risks, supply chain or vendor vulnerabilities, and nation state. So thank you, Jasper, Anggit, Javier, for your insights. Thank you all for joining us this morning. If there's one clear takeaway, it's that legacy systems aren't just old, they can be actively dangerous without a strategy for modernization, monitoring, and shared responsibility. The road to resilience is complex, but collaboration and forward planning are essential. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you.